They thought she was just another guest in a ballroom filled with power players and polished smiles. Sariah Voss, black, brilliant, and battle-tested, was the silent storm no one saw coming. When a billionaire's sister drenched her in wine and mockery, the crowd laughed. By the time the glasses stopped clinking, she had wiped out a billion-dollar empire with one quiet phone call. This isn't just a story about disrespected. As a warning, never underestimate a woman who built her own throne. The laughter stung far more than the wine. For a crowd of influential onlookers, a billionaire's sister casually tipped her glass, letting the red wine cascade over the shoulder of a black CEO, an act soaked in pure arrogance. The room went still for a moment, then split open with cruel laughter. Cameras snapped. Gossip spread like smoke. Yet, the woman at the center of it all did not flinch. She lifted her head, calm, composed as though calculating the true cost of the insult. Moments later, her phone rang. She uttered 5 quiet words, and in mere minutes, a multi-billion-dollar empire began to crumble in real time. Above, the chandeliers glittered like frozen lightning, reflecting a crowd obsessed with wealth, status, and control. Every step, every toast, every handshake was loaded with unspoken competition. At the heart of this glittering chaos stood Sariah Voss, CEO of Voss Technologies. Earlier, she had secured a $2.4 billion partnership with the Sterling Group, making her the headline of the evening till the scandal began to unfurl. It started with a whisper. Who invited her? Someone said quietly. She doesn't exactly fit this room. The giggles were polite until they weren't. Descending the staircase came Isabella Sterling, the billionaire's sister, cloaked in bitterness and entitlement. A glass of deep red wine twirled in her perfectly lacquered fingertips. "Oh, you must be the partner," Isabella said, stretching the pause between words like poison. "My brother certainly has a bold taste in business." Sariah smiled, serene. "And I have bold standards." Okay. The humor didn't land with Isabella. She stepped closer. "You know, not everyone gets to buy their way into this circle." Sariah's gaze held steady. "Some of us built the circle." For a moment, silence. Then Isabella smirked and tipped her glass. Wine splattered across Sariah's shoulder, dripping to the floor in elegant insult in red. The room gasped. Then, laughter, empty and eager to belong. Sariah didn't flinch. Isabella's voice cut through the chatter. "Oh dear, I didn't see you. You blend in so easily." The remark floated like poison in the air. Cameras captured it. Someone muttered, "She's done for." But Sariah didn't react. She simply reached for her phone. The room held its breath, expecting an outburst. What they got was silence. She scrolled once, tapped twice, raised the phone. "Proceed," she said softly. One word. The air chilled. Minutes later, screens began buzzing. Executives checked their phones, alarm growing. Confusion spread fast. The headlines hit before the champagne could be refilled. Breaking. Voss Technologies pulls out a $2.4 billion deal with Sterling Group. Isabella's smirk crumbled. "What have you done?" she demanded. Sariah faced her steady. "He spilled the wrong glass." The murmurs rose like thunder. Charles Sterling, the billionaire brother, stormed through the crowd, his phone glowing. "Sariah, there must be a mistake." "No mistake," she replied calmly. "Your board violated our integrity clause. The partnership is over." "You can't do that," he snapped. "I already did." He went still. Investors frantically scrolled their own alerts, reading the official statement. From Voss Technologies, effective immediately. Voss Technologies is ending its partnership with the Sterling Group. Teach to irreconcilable ethical differences. The cameras turned toward Sariah. It's time. No one was laughing. She placed her glass down gently and addressed the room. Power is not about who can humiliate whom. It's about Who can rebuild quietly without permission? The ballroom fell silent. The only sound was the relentless buzzing of devices updating headlines. Charles tried to regain control. You'll regret this. You can't dismantle a decades-old partnership over a spilled drink. Sariah's gaze didn't flinch. I didn't destroy it. You did when you let arrogance become your currency. Her voice wasn't loud, but every word landed like a blade. Turning away, she didn't head for the exit. Instead, she walked toward the stage, where charity banners still hung. She took the microphone, scanning the stunned audience. When I walked in tonight, she said, I was reminded how quickly power mistakes itself for class. But class isn't a dress code or a bank account. It's how you treat people when you think no one can hold you accountable. No one dared breathe. Tonight isn't my humiliation, she continued, voice ringing like glass. To Mirand, I hope you like what you see. The cameras caught everything. Isabella, trembling. Charles, speechless. Sariah artfully composed. She set the mic down and walked toward the exit. No one stopped her. No one dared. Outside, the air was cold and clean. A car door opened. Her assistant handed her a tablet. The press is exploding, he said. Sterling stock has dropped 12% in the last 15 minutes. She stared out the window. It'll drop more. Integrity is always expensive. Tata, do you want to make a public statement? She shook her head. Already have. Inside the gala, chaos replaced elegance. Porters swarmed. Festers whispered about moral clauses and accountability. Charles was on the phone with lawyers. His empire was unraveling one notification at a time by dawn. The Sterling Group had lost $480 million in market value. Analysts called it the quietest takedown in corporate history. At noon, Sariah posted a single message across all Voss Technology platforms. Respect is not negotiable. The quote went viral, shared by CEOs, activists, even world leaders. The video of the spilled wine and Sariah's silent retaliation gained 400 million views in 24 hours. That night, journalists asked her live on air, how did it feel to humiliate them so completely? Her smile was small, but sharp. I didn't humiliate anyone. I just reminded them of a hierarchy they forgot. And what hierarchy is that? He pressed. The one where decency outranks dollars. The quote became legendary. Boardrooms printed it. Universities analyzed it. Voss Technologies tripled in valuation in the months that followed. The Sterling Empire, once impenetrable, quietly collapsed under its own weight. Isabella disappeared from public life. Her name now synonymous with ruin. Months later, Sariah addressed a global summit. Silence isn't weakness. It's the spark before truth ignites. The audience rose in thunderous applause. For Sariah, it was never revenge, it was correction. Because true power doesn't scream or demand attention. It speaks once, acts with purpose, and leaves the world forever changed.